everybody. Come on, sound. What are you doing? I don't know where that came from, but oh well. I was getting ready to start early because I had a question that popped out on here, so I wanted to go over that. All right, I see what it was. I had the other laptop, YouTube screen showing. What's going on, folks? AJ the CEO, and guess what? I did update the stuff finally. I couldn't find the original, so I just went with something new. What's going on, everybody? I'm gonna jump over to something real quick because a bunch of y'all. Hold on, let me make sure my audio's fine. All right, so it is. Let me jump over here quick because I saw, who was it? You know who I am, wanted to know how I make my intros here. And I kind of rotate through these. So let's go ahead and cut over. I do this in DaVinci Resolve, but honestly, this is really simple. So I want to show you how you do it. This is kind of the same thing that I do at Ministries. I've recently done this at Signs and Wonders. Monty, thank you for the super chat, bro. I really appreciate it. And man, you got stuff going on, man. Proud of all the success and everything that you got going on. You've done a whole lot of hard work, and it's awesome to see it's paying off and people can actually see the results of everything you're doing. So, hey, keep it up, man. Let's cut over here. Some super source, and hopefully y'all can see this. And I'm gonna show you how I did my intro. So this is the one I did actually this morning. Let me change this to a single screen so that y'all can see everything. All right, so all I did, and these are other ones that you haven't seen yet that I'm working on. All of these little graphics and stuff like that are just little, can y'all see this well? Let me know, because what I'll do is I can actually switch it to where this is bigger screen. Actually, let me go ahead and do that. That's number 3. All right, and then I will do this picture in picture. So hopefully y'all can see this better. Really all I did in this is I have a track with my background graphics, and let me get rid of these empty ones. And I'm just gonna go show you one at a time what it is. So if I turn all these off, all I have is a text section here that just says with AJ right here. I placed it in that area. I have another text layer that has the Q&A in the font that I use for all my stuff here, placed in that appropriate location. You can't see it, but I have a black color bar right behind here that just helps this stand out. And then I just go through and rotate and put different backgrounds in there. So this is the one that y'all saw right now. So when that's played, it just does that. And it's very short. It's only like 15 seconds, and it just loops over and over again. And then the same way, I'll have this other one that you'll see at another time. And see, there's the black bar. Let me put it on loop. So there's the black bar that just makes it stand out just a little bit, you know, and then I can go through other ones that I'm using. That was the one I wanted to use today. And then we got some other stuff that we just playing around with, some alpha stuff. I mean, and that's all it is. Really nothing to it. So if I come in here and show you the one that I did for Signs and Wonders, and it's pretty much about the same thing. And of course, I've already moved it, the background graphics. But all it is I have our logo, which is right there. I just have a color bar that is around the live stream countdown, which I actually need to remove. And then this one that just stands out with the name, another text layer for welcome. And then I have a graphic in the background. That's literally it. Now this box right here with live stream countdown, if you check out my video with Pro Presenter 7, I am sending, that's just a box that stands out, and then Pro Presenter is sending that countdown clock inside the house, the back wall, and the live stream. So hopefully that helps. So let me go back in reverse what we normally do, give some people some shout outs. I'm gonna give a special shout out to my cousin Derek. It's his birthday. What's going on, cuz? And again, happy birthday. Anthony, what's going on? Now, I want to make y'all feel bad for this one in a good way. The last roundtable that we had Sunday, we got real personal and we got real. And it was one of those moments. I was actually in a very, very low point. I really didn't want to talk about it, but I did. And thankfully, that conversation resonated with a lot of people because it seems like everybody was kind of in a similar location. So if you can, please, this thing is not scripted. We talk about whatever the spirit leads at that point in time or whatever anybody brings up. And we've had some powerful moments on there. So thank you, Anthony, and everybody who was on that call. It was really awesome. Patreon supporters, YouTube members, you have access to that. It's on Patreon, or as a YouTube member, you'll see that. And you can be a supporter of Patreon or YouTube by clicking the join button down below for YouTube membership, or a Patreon supporter, get started for as low as $1 a month. Hey, and you're helping the cause of us modernizing media ministries. But it's really cool. This is where we let our hair loose, take the armor off, and we talk about real stuff that most people might not want to talk about. So, and then everybody who was on the call, again, thank you so much for y'all's contributions and everything like that. Pat, good morning. Brian, thank you, sir. Brian was on that round table as well, too. Awesome. Love the profile pic. Keith, what's going on? And just to let y'all know, I update these Q&As to where the music that I'm using, all my music is from Epidemic Sound. I put I list the name of all the songs down below. If you want me to do a link to them, I think I can. But again, you can't use any of the music unless you have a license with them. So let's see. Mr. Scott, what is going on? Robert, what's going on? So you know who I am. Hopefully that helped you out when I walked through that. Now, I'm using DaVinci Resolve, but all I did was layers. No matter what video editor program that you have, you can use that. Even at the level what I did with DaVinci Resolve, that is not system intensive. It's just two layers of text and then a simple graphic, a motion graphic that you can get for free from pexels.com, any of these other sites that you can get, and that was it. So really cool. John, good day all. Looking forward to the Q&A. God bless you all. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Hey, thank you so much. Rhonda, hello. And like I said, Monty, thanks so much. Hey, well, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, folks. And I'm catching up to everybody's comments. Norm, what is going on? Back to John. And I'm gonna go ahead and still say hello to everybody, but I'm gonna go ahead and get some questions in here. I actually have a package that's supposed to be, hopefully they'll bring it up here. The keyboard at Signs and Wonders broke, so we ended up ordering a next day one, so that a 2-day one, so that we can have it there for church Sunday. So that's going to be delivered. That's what I'm gonna go set up this afternoon over there. So if you hear me run over to the door, that's what that's for. But back to John. Can you tell us about CCLI Streaming Plus license? There have been some posts in the Facebook group about YouTube blocking videos, even though the song is on the list. All right. The licensing and everything like this is garbage in YouTube, Facebook, everything, because understandably, Facebook has a hands-off approach. Anybody can register for the content that they have. Now, this is me. Please don't, what is a seek legal advice and all that other stuff like that. So, because I'm not a lawyer and all those other things like that. What other statements that you normally say to kind of like remove myself from responsibility of stuff? But I'm going to show you a background of, and I'm going to circle back around to your stuff, John. So let me show you an issue that I have, and I'll go with my super source here for this. So this is the back end of what I got going on. Yay, we're almost there, folks. But anyway, this is a copyright claim that I have on a song from 3 years ago. It is saying that Create Music Group, on behalf of Create Capital, owns the rights to this song. And that's a lie from the depths of hell. Because if I go over here to SoundCloud, by the author who owns this song. This is the guy who made the song. And what does it say right here? This song is licensed under Creative Commons, meaning anybody can use it. These people took that song, lied, and then registered with Create Capital. I think they're the same people. They took this song, registered as if it was theirs, and told YouTube it's theirs. So YouTube is just saying, okay, you said it's yours. All right, that's it. YouTube has a hands-off approach to all of this. So I say all that to say, what in the world? And you see how much crazy they do this to try and just steal money from people. Again, this video was done 3 years ago. The importance of this is why you always have to fight this stuff, because there are some people who are legit and there are a lot of people who are liars and they don't own any of this music. And YouTube, Facebook, all these platforms do not vet if they actually own this stuff. Like I got copyrighted, claimed on a song that I wrote that's registered in my name in the Library of Congress. And then when I showed that, they dropped it instantly because they have no thing to stand on. So I put a dispute, and you might have checked out Aaron Kapaki. He actually had the exact same issue because he's doing music through Artlist, and somebody did the same thing. They took a song, put it at the end of something that breaks the terms of use with Artlist, but then registered it as their song or put it on the back end of something, and they can claim it, and that's not appropriate. So I say all that to say that even if you have a license with CCLI, which I guess you should, I mean, there's one at Antioch. I think I'm working with Signs and Wonders to make sure that we got all our bases covered. But no matter what license you got, there are parties out there that don't care about that stuff, and they'll claim music that you don't have. And that's really what it is. It's not YouTube. It's these companies are registering songs. People have registered hymns that are in the public domain and saying it's theirs, and they're claiming people. So even if you have a license to do it, their caveat is like, oh, that is my rendition of that song. Like we got hit with Amazing Grace. But then the company, the church that, well, let me see if I can actually do it. I'm going to cut over here to Good Shepherd because they get hit with a lot of stuff. So I go to Good Shepherd, and we're going to go to their content. And like right here, they got a copyright claim already on tons of stuff. And actually, that's an old one. This is the most recent one. This is last Sunday. Let's see what was copyrighted on here. The Shepherd song. All of the music is done live by musicians and bands. You can't copy. Yeah, it's like these people claim stuff that is not there. So like if I play this for a second. I am your shepherd. Why aren't you following me? You say that. And they're saying you're using the song's medley. They don't own that. And it's stuff that's crazy. So yes, should you have a license and should you abide by certain stuff? Like if you're playing some Kurt Franklin or Fred Hammond, a CD or MP3 that they made, no, you cannot play that without their permission. Now, under a CCLI license, now there's two types of licenses. There's a license to actually do music, and then there's also another license just to show the lyrics of a song. It's crazy. So yes, you need to have a lot of that stuff. But even if you have the license, there are bad actors out there that are gaming and playing the system and making it difficult for everybody. So even if you have a license, somebody can claim it's theirs, and YouTube and Facebook and everything like that are never going to vet if they actually own it. And in the dispute, you claim a dispute saying how you got a license for it, and it goes back to the people who claimed it. So they can say, no, that's ours. And the next step after that is you need to take them to court. That's it. But most of the people, these are small people that are just manipulating the system. And once you push back, they realize that after the next step, they have to show in a court of law to show that they actually own what they do. And that's why most of the time they back down, because they're just conning the system. Now, there was a time when I just played a song with Signs and Wonders. I have a license through Envato. We got hit. And let me see if that one is actually on here as well too. Now, at Signs and Wonders, I don't believe we have any licenses in place for the ministry. Oh, perfect. We have a license one on this one. So right here, we got a copyright claim. Let's go to the details of this. And it is for this song. Now, I have a license for that song. If I go here, I did this under Envato Elements. Where is that song? Trying to find it. Yeah, right here. I have a license. I can download the license, and what I'll do is, since I have a license to this song, and don't try and copy what I just did because they do verify who has it. So I'm gonna come in here and they say you don't have the rights to this. Oh, it's already under review. Okay, because I already submitted this. So this is a valid claim, because you can't use this music unless you had a license. But I actually did. I already submitted it to show them, hey, the song that I submitted, I actually bought a license from you, the people who are saying that you have an issue with me using the song. They see it, oh yeah, that's legit, and they drop it. So yes, long answer. Should you have a license to your stuff? Yes, be prepared, but also be more prepared on knowing the rights of what your license covers, because there are people who are going to play on your ignorance and try and scare you into not doing stuff. So like early on when I was doing YouTube and I didn't know no better, when I was doing playing along to Fred Hammond stuff on my keyboard, that is actually right, because I was doing that incorrectly. I should not have done that. Once I learned that, then that's why all the music that I either created is considered creative license, because I'm doing it. I'm doing my own rendition of the song because I'm playing it. So you can't copyright me. If I tried to play the Inspector Gadget theme on the piano in my own method, you can't copyright that. If I put the words up in the notes of the song to where somebody else wrote it, the exact same one, no, I'm not allowed to do that without permission or a license to do that. So long answer. Hopefully that helps. Streets of Destiny. Hello, hello. Shana Hannah. Hello, hello. Miss Priscilla, hello, hello. We're going to be up there pretty soon, up there at Spotlight Deliverance Temple, to do an install of upgrade their cameras over to some PTZs, rearrange their media area, install new sound, and all the other cool stuff. So really looking forward to that. Mike, good morning. And she's definitely saying, looking forward to demo of a video wall. Awesome. Y'all rented one? Let me know. Why, yes. Yes, he is. You know who I am wants to know. Good morning. How much does the license cost? Asking about the music you use. I have so many questions as I haven't been here in some time. Well, Epidemic Sound, mine is $130 a year. Now, if you're doing a lot of video editing stuff, I like Envato Elements because it also includes a ton of music, graphics, all this other stuff. So when I first got started, I was doing I was just doing Epidemic Sound, but then when I kept doing projects, when I used to do a lot of video editing and stuff like that for other ministries and stuff, I did Envato Elements because it was actually more cost efficient for me just to buy a license here and I can download as much as possible. So in here, you got stock footage that you can use for motion graphics, which I have used. Now, this license will allow me to use any of these products in any way, shape, or form that I want. I just can't sell them. As in, I can't just download this coronavirus one and then sell it like mine. I can't do that. I can download it and put it together in a project that I made and then sell that, like an intro, an outro, an intro video, logo intro. I can do that with these products. They also have video templates for DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, pretty much all the video editors. They got music tracks that you can look up, short loops. That's what I use for our intro music on all of the live streams and stuff like this. I've used at any church. Sound effects, when you go to my videos and you hear the click, I can get sound effects from here. Graphic templates, website templates, regular graphics, presentation templates, and I need to put my phone on mute. Photo graphics that you can use for stuff, fonts, web templates. And this is, I have a link down below for this. I think this is like $130 a year, because there's the graphic that y'all saw me use this morning. That's where I got it from. And this is another intro that you're going to be seeing me use pretty soon, which I think is really cool. They got ones that somebody made kind of inspired by the Marvel one. So I'm looking forward to messing around with that. So, they got, instead of you sitting down making this stuff, you just download the template and use it. But be mindful that some of these require plugins. I look for the ones that don't. But, hey, you got a bunch of stuff that you can play around with. And, again, it's a good investment, especially if you're trying to up your game. Or you can just buy one package and just use that one. Honestly, at $130 for me to go through and support 7 to 15 different ministries as well as my channel, this was a good deal for me, because if I do video editing for a ministry, like for a basic logo or something like that in a graphics package, I charge between $150 up to maybe like $700 for a whole bundle of stuff. So at that price, I've already paid for this maybe 3-4 years over. But check those out. Ray L. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Streets of Destiny was saying, I commented on 2 previous videos bringing Zoom through soundboard X32 using USB. I don't think the X32, I don't know of a way, because that's the reason why I haven't been using the X32 that I have on the floor here for my Q&As, because I don't believe you can send audio to the X32 over USB. You can only take audio out of that, but I will get to that. Oh, okay. You're also asking about the digital wall. Was that Signs and Wonders? Yeah, you're gonna see that if you check out Signs and Wonders on the YouTube channel, because that's now under my we're helping to do all that stuff that we do it on Sundays, as well as on Facebook, on the church website. It's something that we're dialing in and playing around with. So yeah, check them out. Plus, I actually got to do a video. I did that walkthrough of how to turn on, turn off the system, and I'm doing other videos. And some other folks, I was at Abundant Life, and that system that I did on You Need More Power, I actually sold that to them because their Pro Presenter system was way too slow. I put this one in, and it was just blazing fast last night. And they're moving to Pro Presenter 7. So I'm going to start doing some more tutorials for Signs and Wonders and anybody else who's using Pro Presenter 7 from a basic standpoint. And we're trying to go through there. So be on the lookout for those. Back to Brian. Question: for churches that play live music and display lyrics, could you make a video or write a blog on the best practices regarding licenses? My bad if you already have. I will work on that, sir, and see what we can do. Will you ever do something like teaching us DaVinci Resolve? I have the Envato Elements package, but don't know how to use DaVinci. Yeah, I actually used to do DaVinci Resolve stuff a lot. On Sundays, I used to have a thing called church post-production, where I actually went through doing all of my stuff with DaVinci Resolve, and I actually stopped doing that ever since COVID because we weren't doing that. But now, since I'm over here at Signs and Wonders, I probably will bring that back and talk through how I use DaVinci Resolve and show you how I would do some stuff, because now that I'm over the media and producing a lot of the stuff, I'm going to take those principles back and really fill out and kind of transform their media presence online. There's other folks that do the graphics. I'm doing the video stuff. So like, for example, I'll show you one thing that I did for their logo, and this was from Envato Elements as well. Where is it? Let me see. Let's cut over here. And as you can see, I'm trying to use SuperSource more often so we can get this stuff done. And so I got my little package here of Signs and Wonders. And where's it at? Is it logos? No, I just made one. Oh yeah, here it is. No, that's the logo reveal music, which is what I got from one of the platforms. That was drone footage. Now I'm having an issue with where I set everything. That wasn't lower thirds. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. All right, so this is one that I made that was from there. So, and it's really simple, but I think it's pretty cool. So I'm in full screen. So that was a package that was done in After Effects. I did that, but then we added some music, and I think you should be able to hear it. Again, all of those were elements from Envato Elements. And then we add that in, and I'm actually working on doing some graphics intros and all this other stuff like that as well too. So yes, we will, as best as we can, help you show you all that stuff. Michael Baldwin, hello from Philly. Thank you for joining. CB would like to know, any advice for any free or small church start for a one-stop shop for managing church prayer requests or tithes, directory, etc.? Church is small, so we don't want to do a website. I mean, you can do a lot of that stuff through like making a Google Sheet that can request and accept stuff. Actually, I got to make something like that similar to what I did at Antioch, a media request form. I got to do that so that we can streamline when people do requests for the media ministry. So be on the lookout for that. Now, if you're talking about software for managing that, because that was your next comment here, looking at software like Smart Church. I'm not too familiar with that, but hey, the way this path of this channel is going, we're going in different directions. So let me do some research on that. But right now, I do not know of any free alternatives for that. Back to You Know Who I Am. They use their ATEM Mini Pro or Extreme as a capture card and use OBS or other software to stream. Why is this? Do you think OBS is better for streaming versus the ATEM Mini Pro? Well, again, I'm using the ATEM Mini Pro Extreme right now just as a capture card, and it's going over to my computer over here, which is for the, I was going to say DaVinci Resolve, that is running vMix. And the reason I'm doing that, so there's the streaming system. Well, this is the web presenter. You can't see it, but this system right here is handling that. And originally it used to stream, and it can. It's more than powerful enough. The reason I'm using vMix instead of just streaming directly from the ATEM is because I can't do all these graphic overlays natively inside of the ATEM. Can I feed the stuff in through an input and do a DSK and do that? Yes, I could. Instead, I just want to press a button on vMix and have my Stream Deck right here. So like when I'm taking the comment that you're seeing down, I'm hitting this button, which will bring that down. I can't do that natively in the ATEM. That's the reason I use it mainly, to bring these graphics and everything overlaid over top. That's why I do that. That's why I originally did it with OBS. Now, other ministries like at Signs and Wonders, they used to use OBS, and now it's nothing but the ATEM directly. And some of the other installs I've done, it's been there because it's a simple setup for people who this is new to them. And I like to make it simple to where, hey, like me, I started out with OBS directly. And then, I started streaming a lot on the ATEM when I got one. Then it was like, okay, but I want to add these graphics. Let me just go back and stream with OBS and then use those as graphics. As you go down the path, you'll find out what works best or what you need to bring in and all this other stuff. That's why I always start people with Presenter, because it's completely free. And if it doesn't meet your requirements, at least you know what questions and what things to look for now, instead of people just going straight to Pro Presenter 7 and they're like, we just paid for this, and all of this stuff I'm never going to use. I'm sorry, my phone ended up picking up what I was saying, like I was trying to say something for it. But hopefully that makes sense for you. Mike, can't wait for the new content of media stuff for Signs and Wonders. Hey, I'm looking forward to it too. We're gonna, I got some mindsets of some videos. So now, Pastor Taylor is really excited about that hybrid service that we talked about. We want to get everybody up to speed, but we want to actually do that to where it's going to be people in the other part of the building who are going to be ushering you into different aspects of the service. So be on the lookout. This isn't going to be immediate, but these are some things that we're going to do. Like, we're using Planning Center. This is the first time I've been using Planning Center. Going to do a breakdown of showing how that's going to get everybody on board, because right now everybody is sending text messages, and I'm like, I don't like that, just because my phone blows up all day long. Put everything in Planning Center. They order a service. Once I go into Pro Presenter, it syncs up. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with that as well too. All right, I already answered that. Back to John. Are you still suggesting Worship 2's Presenter as presentation software, or are you leaning more towards Pro Presenter these days? No, I'm still on Presenter. The only reason why I went to, because again, Signs and Wonders was using Presenter. I introduced that to them. That was working fine. But when we introduced all those screens, and all those screens need to do something different, we had to go to the monthly license fee with Presenter, which was $15 a month. But honestly, at that point, Pro Presenter was $3.99. Once you added everything together over a year, and especially after 2 years, the Presenter license of $15 a month, you have to pay that forever to keep all those functionality in place. And that's good for some people. Some people it's not. When you pay like that, you're automatically going to get updates and you don't have to worry about anything. Pro Presenter is a one-time purchase, but after 1 year, you have to pay another $60 to get fees. And like at Antioch, we didn't renew that the upgrade fee. So if we tried to turn it back on, they're charging us the upgrade fee and another site license. So it's like another $400 for that. So again, getting started for ones that are concerned about money, I'm still recommending Presenter because there's a low level of entry. You just need to have a computer and have an internet connection. That's all you need. But as necessity arises on what you need to do, sometimes ProPresenter is the best move because it has all the stuff built in compared to a monthly license. So yes, I do start everybody still with Presenter, the free version. Otis, what is going on, sir? Back to Mike. Have you done any work in Fusion for effects, and are you going to learn it? I have messed with Fusion in DaVinci Resolve for a little bit, but man, like when y'all tell me, like sometimes when I do videos, it's like y'all like some of that stuff is over y'all's head. Hey, it's a mutual feeling. Like in certain aspects of stuff, like when it comes to EQ and sound, that's how I am right now. I'm learning EQing, trying to get my mind around that. Fusion is one of those things that when I master Fusion, all the After Effects and stuff I wouldn't need to buy because I can just make them myself in Fusion. But personally, I don't want to do that. My time is more valuable doing other stuff than me learning that stuff. But yes, I would like to do that. Let's see. I just did an intro with Canva, who also allows you to use their music. It's okay, but I can't wait to use the Envato Elements template. Got to learn DR though. Well, honestly, that's how I kind of learned it. Get one of the DaVinci Resolve packages. Ooh, excuse me. The DaVinci Resolve packages from Envato Elements and just open it up. Most of the time they include tutorials, and you don't have to really change anything except for changing the text and changing your images. And that's how I reverse engineer a lot of stuff. I'll look at the finished product and then go backwards and see how they put it together so I can understand it. But you never know. See if you can find one, and maybe we'll have a chance to check it out when I'm up there and we're at Spotlight Deliverance. You never know. Mike, hello. Glad you're back. Mark, yeah, it's cool. Now, Worship Tools has a somewhat planning center-esque program, and just like Presenter, it's free. So you could always start out with something like that if you're interested. So, need to change the name. It went from Worship Extreme to Worship Tools. I'm sure they own the domain. But they have a bunch of apps like Planning that is free, and it gets your mind wrapped around this stuff. And my comment is up here so you can see me. But they got Planning, and you can do stuff like this. You can send music, you can do the workflow. And again, it's free. You can try it out, and if it doesn't meet your needs, it can help you decide if you need to go to something else. I mean, that's kind of like I started with OBS. I never wanted to use vMix. But as necessity arose, when I wanted to bring comments and do this, and I was doing screen captures and taking pictures of all this other stuff and cropping out a screen to bring up your comments, it became a hassle. And then I'm like, oh, now I understand vMix will help me with this. Instead of me trying to recreate the wheel, they've already made something to make it simple. That's why I did it. Mitch Roy, hello. You are not late. You are right on time. Back to John. We're paying the monthly license using multiple screens and more than 15 cues. I'm not overly fond of subscriptions. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the type of subscription. But depending on what you're doing. Now, in your scenario and my scenario, when I was in the same type of thing, download ProPresenter 7. And just, I mean, you can download it for free and you're going to have that watermark, and just play around with it on your own time to see, can it suit your needs? Because at that monthly fee, sooner or later you would have paid for the license if you went with ProPresenter. But again, if you have multiple screens and you want them to do a bunch of independent stuff, ProPresenter actually has a lot more functionality than Presenter by Worship Tools. Yeah, Worship Extreme Planning Tools work something like ProPresenter. I'm trying to get my ministry on board with the planning tool. Yeah, the planning tool, it helps get everybody organized. Just consider it like a digital, assignment tool, as well as you can have all the music in one location, have a digital church bulletin, the flow of service. and then you can assign people to different tasks and everything like that. J Style, hello. Darius, hello. J Style 3 wants to know, can you please confirm the SMT AV camera video quality is coming anytime soon? Well, it all depends. Hold on. Headphones. All right. So this is a SMT AV PTZ that I'm getting ready to install in Lynchburg in a little bit. So, and I think I got another one. No, I got that one in a... And like I said, I need more space. So I got the SMT for Mount Carmel Baptist Church, and then I got this for Mako, the one that I always use for Union Branch Baptist Church. Now, when you're asking for a quality standpoint, what did you want me to do in a video? I thought I did a video. No, I did do a video. Y'all just never saw it because it wasn't what I thought was good. But I can do a quality one, but what do you want me to do? Because at Antioch, their front camera is an SMT AV. That's the one that I donated. And then the PTZ optics is in the back of the sanctuary. You can see that at any time if you go look at Antioch Baptist Church, Antioch Verona, for the quality of video. You can't tell the difference, at least I can't. Then at Community Independent Methodist Church, we use the AV cans on all of those. So I've done a mixture of all of them, and honestly, I can't tell the difference between them, to be quite honest. But let me know give me an idea of what you mean by quality. What do you want me to do? Because, I can just hook all these cameras up and just have them go side by side and let you see them for yourself. If that's what you want me to do, just let me know. You know who I am. Have you ever used a HDMI extender Cat5, Cat6 transmitter? I'm thinking about testing this out for one of my old cameras for a wedding versus using an SDI cable. What do you think? Will it work? Yes, I have used them. That's what I used to do originally. And they work well as long as you try and get a shielded Cat6 cable, or even then, it depends on where they're at. Yes, you can use them. Sometimes they're prone to interference. Like I was going to use those in Greater Faith Church, but there was interference in the ceiling. That's why I had to go with something different. So they work well. Actually, that's what they were using at Zion Chester in the fellowship hall. They were using the HDMI over Ethernet extender. But then at the cost, at the time, like those extenders are around like $35, $40 at the time. And now you can get a 100-foot fiber HDMI cable for the same price. And even with those extenders, you still got to pay for the cable. So can they work? Yes. But honestly, from a cost of what it's going to take to put all that stuff together, and they need power on both ends, honestly, just go with a fiber HDMI cable, and you'll come out better in a cost standpoint. At least that's my opinion. What say all of y'all out in the crowd? Ricardo, hey AJ, can I use Mix, or is compatible the ATEM 2 Constellation? Hold on, maybe I'm understanding this wrong. Can I use compatible? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're asking. My apologies. Let me know. Are you saying can you use the ATEM 1ME advanced panel with the Constellation? Is that what you're asking? Because, most of the time, yes. their stuff is backwards compatible, so you could use it. But if that's not your question, please rephrase it so I can make sure I understand what you're asking. JStyle3, based on Amazon review, very limited reviews and even more limited YouTube reviews, is it a good buy comparing to the PTZ optics? It will give you, the sensors are the same. The difference when you're paying for PTZ optics is you're paying for an outstanding team that supports it. Now, out of these cameras, I'm very candid with them. I like the PTZ optics because I can get on the phone and I can get somebody instantly if I have any issue with anything else. Now, from a functionality standpoint, I have not noticed, and also because they have a team, they're developing APIs, programs that interact with these devices. Now, what I have noticed is a lot of these other cameras use the same boards and everything, so the PTZ Optics app actually works with them. But if you have an issue, in my situations, it's been kind of difficult to try and reach out and get in touch with some people. Some folks like AVCans have been very responsive. I've never had to contact Famaco, so I don't know. I can't speak on how reliable their service is. And then Persil, actually, they're supposed to be shipping me out another camera to test out. I've actually used one of them before. That's the first time I've interacted with them. SMT AV, I've dealt with them from a YouTube standpoint, but I've never had to call them for support. So again, it's one thing to get support. It's another thing to get support and development and future stuff at the same time. So for me, like at Antioch, when we switch between both of those cameras, you can't tell the difference. But when we have issues, I know which one of those brands I can get somebody on the phone way faster and for support and for engineering support faster than anybody else. So hope that makes sense for you. Paul from Malaysia, thanks for watching. Joseph wants to know, do you need to use a booster with a fiber optic HDMI cable? No, you do not. Most of especially if you get the ones for the length. So you can go, the longest fiber HDMI cable I have used is 250 feet, and it has been perfectly fine. Never went out, never needed nothing. They're one direction. So just make sure you got the source plugged into the source and displaying the display, and you're good to go. But no, I've never had to use a booster on those at all. Paul wants to know, yes, I am using Worship Tools Presenter free version, and it works well. I like that we can prepare the presentation at home. Exactly. You can do it at home, log into the account, over the cloud. It syncs it up. Great tool. JStyle3 is saying, Oakwood Church in the UK, we already have 30x PTZ optics, but we want to invest in 2 more PTZs, and our options are the SMT AV 20s. Therefore, I'm asking if PTZ optics and low light performance is comparable. Yes, they're exactly the same. Exactly the same. Because they're using the same sensor. So that part, the image quality is going to be the same. And because they're built on the same stuff, they use similar parts, the same functionality. Yes. So again, like I said, at Antioch is a PTZ optics, and the front is a SMT AV, and they all work at the same time. Actually, let me see. How about this? We should have some good daylight going on here. So let me. I think. Is this on? Well, I'll just turn it on. All right, I'm going to turn on the stuff there. And let's just go ahead and let's see it firsthand, shall we? I've seen a whole lot of questions about it, so let's go ahead and just cut over. And I'm going to go to the live streaming system. Let's log in. And for those who are asking, I am using Chrome Remote Desktop. That's taking quite a while to log in. That's new. It must have did some type of Windows update or something to do that. For it to be taking that long. Yep. I don't want none of this. Skip for now. Get out of here. No, I don't. No, I don't want to do that. Skip for now. Oh my gosh. Why do you do this? I don't want. See, this right here is annoying. It won't even let me get past it. I don't want to add an account. Joy. See, Microsoft, see, this is why you do stuff that just annoys people. Like, I can't even get into the computer because you're trying to force me to add an account to here, and I don't want to do that.
Make your computer.
Oh my gosh. Can we get around this? Yes, we can. No, we can't. Thank you. Nonsense. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and I turned on the A10 there. So if I open up OBS. All right. So this is the PTZ optics. And let me bring up a couple of things so I can actually control the camera here. Switch that. So I got that in the front. And we got our control here. So let's go to the back camera. Let's zoom out. And again, this is the PTZ optics one. So now if I switch to the front, that is a SMT AV. Uh-oh. We done caught the folks that are cleaning the stuff. Make sure they're doing some stuff. All right, all right. I guess they had hired I guess one of the sextons was out for medical, so they hired a cleaning agency to come in and clean. So, hey, those are the difference between the two. To me, the color quality is exactly the same. Let me switch this back to home position. I hope he doesn't think I'm spying on him. I didn't even know he was there. So, yeah. Let me try and get over to the pews because the choir chairs, so you can see the color in comparison. So, to me, looks the same. Can't really tell the difference, but hopefully that helps. And let me turn this off so I don't freak him out up there. Let me turn all this off. Sunday reboot. All right, so hopefully that helps. Like I said, for me, I couldn't notice the difference. When I video edit, I don't notice the difference in between them. The only time I would notice a difference if in the lighting, but there's so many white walls there in the sanctuary, everything bounces off everything and everything looks fine to me. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. And I'm getting ready to sneeze. Feels like it am. It's going to come out here in a second. Dave would like to know, would you recommend using a DAW to mix for live streaming as opposed to using a dedicated mixer? What are your pros and cons? The con of this is I have not used a DAW in any way, shape, or form. So I can't really even speak to that at all. Now, the Chuck Taylor did a video that's on my channel from the E Missionary Conference that we did last year. He talked about DAW. Otis can probably talk about that in the chat. He talks about it as well too. But personally, I don't know enough to even speak yay, nay, pro, cons, whatever. All I can tell you is I don't know. So I wouldn't even dare to try even form an opinion to try and tell you something about that one. Aaron, life is good. Busy. I got 38 days until my vacation. That's what I'm counting down to. So, thanks though. Reverend Richard, congrats on the elevation in ministry. As a pastor, I know you are missed. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really excited. I mean, it's a lot more work. And it's like we're starting all over again, training some other folks. But hey, makes it exciting. But back to J Style. Yes, you can. Ricardo, is the new Blackmagic ATEM 2 ME constellation? If I can control that switch with it at 1, yes, you can. Yes, you can. I haven't used it firsthand, but yes, you should be able to. Because they actually mentioned it in the video, so yes, it's compatible. She's Destiny. I could use a roadmap to set up the X32 live stream mix. Also bringing in Zoom guest speaker. I don't have ATEM. Yeah, you would do it the same way. That instead of it being the ATEM as in your audio, well, I mean, it's kind of the same way I did with the X32. Your computer that has the Zoom client on it needs to have its audio routed as an input into your auxes or whatever on the back of your X32 so the house can hear your sound. As well, if you're doing USB out to your streaming system from the X32, that audio from that other computer with Zoom will be brought in as well too. That's the fundamental part. Then if you're using OBS, vMix, whatever, honestly, I think the easiest way is if you don't have a line out of HDMI in to bring in that Zoom screen from the laptop into your switch, you could just use the scan converter or screen capture on NDI and send the video over. Just make sure you have everything synced up. That's one way you can do it. But yes, you can. Nah, they ain't blocked me. I still have administrative rights over all the network, the email, everything. So yeah, that's it was probably somebody changed the password, but that was Microsoft trying to push some stuff. I never put any of the Microsoft accounts on anything. Like I have it on my computer here because I was kind of forced to, but I don't use it. That reminds me, I haven't checked my Hotmail account in like 8 years. D Green, can presenter be used for the online audience only? We don't have displays in our sanctuary yet. Yes, you can. That's how Good Shepherd is. Good Shepherd, that install I did 3 years ago, they don't have projectors or screens at all inside the sanctuary, and presenter that they use for scripture is only for the audience watching online. Yes. Back to Derek. I'm trying to figure out how to single out one TV for the pastor to use for scripture as a stage display. We do have the paid service. All right, so in your setup, Derek, what needs to happen is your back screen has, I think it was SDI. You need to isolate the video cable that's going to the back TV, and you need to have that connected through another adapter on the laptop directly to your laptop that's running presenter. That can make it a stage display. It can't be in the ATEM in any way, shape, or form. And that will solve that issue for you. J-Style, I am a 7 minutes up the street from the church, from Antioch. And yes, I was controlling that remotely. Because that was the PTZ Optics app that can control any camera that can do VISCA over TCP. So that's how I was able to control that. And yes, I'm here in my apartment. The church is that way, 5 miles down the road from here. Otis. We have all Panasonic PTZ cameras. However, unbalanced lighting create different image quality for each camera. Yeah, that's kind of the unique situation. Now, at Antioch is different because, again, there's only stained glass windows, but they are lower than where where our PTZs are. And they're so far away, the light coming in has absolutely no effect on them. They have nothing but bright lights, and it's white walls, and it just lights up like a Christmas tree inside of there. So the lighting conditions are exactly the same. The only time the lighting conditions will be different is if you try to zoom in on the camera and you're going to get one of those hanging lights that annoy the daylights out of me in the way. And that's it. But everything else from an image quality standpoint, at least at Antioch, all the cameras are exactly the same. Yeah, well, just consider the digital wall that we have at Signs and Wonders. And I was this close. If it wasn't for the keyboard being delivered to my apartment instead of the church, I was going to do the live stream from Signs and Wonders. And I might do that one day. I got a key in there, which is humbling that I actually got a key so I can come in and go there as I please. But yeah, it's nothing but a big TV. That's really all it is. That can grow dynamically if you ever want to get some more modules. But yeah. Scott says his vacation starts at 5 today. Lucky. Where are you going on your vacation? Or are you just getting away from everything? John, what new position ministry are you now involved in? Still at Antioch? No, I'm actually at Signs and Wonders now. I still have some of my contractors. Antioch hired my company to manage all of the media ministry stuff. So I've actually hired some of the kids and the young adults that grew up there that are in college now. I've hired them and trained them, and I pay them as work study, and they run the media there. The only time when they can't be there is when I'll go. But at this point, since I'm pretty much training the folks at Signs and Wonders, I really have to be at Signs and Wonders right now until I can get everybody up to speed. And I need to get them up to speed fast because I'm going on vacation, and then 2 Sundays, I'm not going to be there. So, like, when I'm at Spotlight Deliverance on the first weekend of June, I'm not going to be able to be there. When I'm in Baton Rouge, I'm not going to be able to be there. Oh, yeah, to mention that, I will be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, from June 13th through the 16th. And then I will be in Bristol, Pennsylvania, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of June. Then I am planning a trip out to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for a ministry, waiting to hear the details on that. And then I will be in Florida the last week in June, first week in July, and then also the second week in August. Those are the immediate stuff that we got planned right now. And I'm supposed to be in Northern Virginia Tuesday. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we all over the place, folks. Yeah, so Otis is dropping some DAW knowledge. You can use a DAW, however, it requires more staff, and you will have to adjust more latency. Thank you, sir. Back to Paul. Oh, yeah, folks, I didn't do this. Make sure if you have any questions, I don't get to them, you can email me at questions@ajayhomes.com, and we will get back to you as fast as we can. And, of course, I like to show that I finally updated my graphic here. Yay. Make sure, well, all of y'all are chatting have to be subscribed because that's how these Q&As are. The only time you can leave a comment is if you've been a subscriber of mine for at least 20 minutes. And then you can leave something on there. What else do we got? What else have I got out? Oh, yeah. If you are interested, folks, I didn't like to do this, but I have completely gutted all of my WordPress stuff. And as much as I used to be a hater, I am now, everything is on Squarespace just to make my life a lot easier. So if you go, and you can still do consultations, that's going to be at AJayhomes.com. Everything has been moved over. I'm actually going to get back into doing blogs and stuff like that because I don't have to fight people trying to hack my stuff and all this other stuff because I was going to rebuild it. And like I said, my time is precious. I don't have the time to keep playing around and doing all this other stuff like I used to. So that's why I moved over to them. So my site is very bare bones right now. It's just a consultation when you go to it. My store leads to, I need to consolidate both of these. Go to where you can get all your digital stuff. I need to update this some more. Like all the stuff that I sell, the digital assets and stuff were moved over here. But my main website is over here, so the consultations are still the same way. We've actually revamped some stuff, folks, because, again, just being transparent, I had a gap, and God has blessed so much in this that I was not prepared for people trying to contact me and go all over the state. So I was charging a certain amount for on-site consultations, but it was costing maybe 5 times more for me to get to where it was. So I've had to offset a lot of the pricing on some other stuff, not to price gouge folks, but if it takes me 9 hours to drive to where you're at, or it costs $900 for a flight, charging $150 for an on-site consultation, I had to revamp that. But look for the site, ajayhomes.com. I'm going to have some more stuff on here. I got my blog that I'm going to start putting some more stuff on here. I just haven't had a chance to because we were moving everything over. So we'll be back to add some more stuff. I'll actually be able to throw some more content on there and everything like that as well. So back to Jay Style has a question. Sound question. If we cannot afford the Behringer wing, would you recommend an X32? Honestly, X32. Mainly because 90% of all the ministries I've been using have been using the X32. And if the concept of the X32 and the wing are pretty much the same. I've messed with a couple of Soundcrafts, and to be quite honest, 2 of the 4 ministries that I know that they had them, they weren't happy with them. I don't know why. They just said that. I never went deeper why the issue. They just said it. So that's what I would go with. I mean, that's what I have here on the floor right here. I have my own X32 rack mount here. Paul, it has countdown to fade in the camera, even though I also put countdown from presenter that is showing on. Okay, I didn't understand that. Did I miss that? Hold on, let me go to the first comment. Hey, AJ, how can I get our pastor to see the live video feed from my streaming laptop easily without delay? For the moment, our pastor follows the live video from Facebook Live and it is delayed. Now, that's the second comment. It has countdown to fade in to the camera, even though I also put the countdown from presenter that is showing. Well, I need some more detail on what your setup is. I mean, I would just think that if there's a way for you to get the program out that's being going to your live stream, put that on a TV without any delay, that would probably be the easiest thing. I think that's kind of like what Derek was talking about. You can do a stage display, something like that. Dylan just got an A10 mini extreme ISO, tried to hook it up to my TV and PlayStation for testing, but neither is coming up on the A10. Both the TV and PlayStation are set to 1080p. Well, for the PlayStation, you need to go into system and turn off the HDCP. You need to turn that off because it's a security thing, so that you just can't play a video and just hit record and record the whole thing and put it on that. You need to turn that off, and then your image will show up. I had to do the same thing when I did that video about do you need more power. That will fix the A10 part. The television, the other one, I'm not sure about. And honestly, it doesn't matter about the resolution because anything that's plugged into the A10 is going to get scaled down to what you need anyway. Oh, that was a follow-up. So, yeah, that was your answer. That the PlayStation is the settings. That's all. Do I need heavy lighting when using the PTZ optics cameras? No, I don't believe so. I mean, you wouldn't want to put it in, like, absolutely no light. But, yeah, you should be fine. Awesome, awesome. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm right now I love cruises. I'm a diamond on Royal Caribbean. So my next two cruises are a friend from college who's never been on a cruise, and one of my coworkers who's never been on a cruise. The one, the college one, it was my friend Sonia who went with me to Texas. I'm taking her on her first cruise, and then my friend Maya from one of my coworkers, been friends with her for years, taking her on her first cruise as well too. So, because most of the time I go by myself, and when you go by yourself, you have to pay for double occupancy. So most of the time I'm like, hey, I'll pay for it. I'm already paid for it. You just got to pay for your airfare. So that wasn't this case, but that's how it normally goes. So thankfully got some people that wanted to go. So, hey, we're going to see how that goes. Anthony says, let me know when you're close to Detroit. Hey, I will. I just know I ain't going to be up there when it get cold. I learned my lesson when I was at First United Methodist. Man, it was cold out there in Chicago. I was like, man, I had 3 layers of stuff and I was still cold. Awesome name. Do I need additional hardware to live stream lower third simultaneously with full screen scriptures with an ATEM ME? No, I don't believe you do. I mean, but I need to know, what are you using to create your lower thirds, and what are you using to live stream? Because a lot of that stuff can be put together. Yeah, it was killing my time. Well, it was taking time, mainly because after it got hacked and I had to rebuild everything from scratch, I just didn't have the time. And that's when YouTube and all this other stuff wasn't that big. I had plenty of time to work on it. But now, most of the time, I get up, I go out around like 7 o'clock. If I got my daughter with me, I get up at 6, get her ready, go to school, take her out. Then I'm beating the street up, doing videos, working with people, doing installs. I get home, pick her up at 3 if she's still with me, or I get home at 6 o'clock, answer some emails, try and edit some videos, go to sleep around 1 o'clock in the morning, get up at 6, and it's rinse and repeat. So I didn't have any time to squeeze that in. And you know, I didn't mention flying a drone, didn't do video games, cleaning, none of that stuff. Didn't have that much. So I normally get this on like this weekend. I don't have anything outside of working on some graphics. So you never know. I might do a live stream of me making the graphics for Signs and Wonders this weekend. You never know. But this is one weekend I don't have anything. Next weekend I'm teaching in Lynchburg at a conference, and then going to be back. So yeah, it's exciting to have a lot of stuff and be in demand, but based on, like we talked about on the round table, is knowing my limits and knowing when I am, I need to be filled in instead of poured out, because those get some real tough times. Ricardo wants to know, can I do Zoom with my ATEM software control with the Blackmagic cinema camera 4K? I mean, it's not like you would use the software except for just to control the app, but yeah, that's what I do with my Zoom. I'm using the Pocket Cinema camera right now, or I use my studio camera here, and then that's fed into Zoom. So yes, so from a software just to control the camera, yes. But yeah, you can do all of that as well too. It looks like I'm looking into infinity over there. Yay. Paul. Yes, I have HDMI output from an overflow to that room that is from program fed with a splitter. Okay. Hey Mike, well thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I was hesitant. I didn't know if that was going to be well received, because I mean I started to realize I need to get out the way. There's a lot of videos that I don't think would be so trending and stuff like that. But again, my channel is not necessarily about trending. It's really about trying to get the needs that, you know, from a media ministry standpoint. So even if only 10 people watch it, hey, it's good. You know, the majority of my videos are under 2,000 views. It's very few videos I have that are in the hundreds of thousands or even tens of thousands of videos. But hey, if the stuff I'm doing is helping, it is. Because like right now, I'm going to put this out here to see. There's a video that I've been wanting to do, and I just didn't know if it's going to be well received, and just wanted to know if y'all wanted to know this. I was thinking about doing a video. You know, sometimes you look on YouTube and you see those people that say, how much have I earned at this amount and all this other stuff. It's not necessarily that, but I wanted to do a breakdown of how I run my business. Meaning, how do I use YouTube for a business and what are all the details and how I do it. Because I don't advertise, but YouTube is considered advertising, but I really don't use it. I use it as a tool for education, but people use it as advertisement. And thinking about doing that from a breakdown as well too. So let me know. That's something I thought about wanting to do. But you know, let's see. Otis, man, I'd love to do an e-missionary cruise. Man, that would be awesome. John, it would have to be Royal Caribbean though. You only have a few good months to visit Michigan. Visit before, say, October. Absolutely. Any audio interface I can use to connect? I mean, honestly, I don't think you really need an audio interface. You would just take you could almost use anything. But me, like the computer that I have at Signs and Wonders and everything, I don't use an audio interface. I just connect audio out from the stereo, split it out, and run it into the mixer. If I get a hum, maybe I'll put it in a hum eliminator before it connects to the board. That's it for me. Okay, the graphics one, I'm probably just going to do a deep dive on video for that. So just know when I haven't done videos like that in a while, but just realize when I do videos like that, they are long. I don't really have the time to edit a lot of stuff. Most of the time I just turn the camera on and I just go. So, and I try to put timestamps on it, but I will do something like that. Ricardo, you are welcome. Let me see. Hey, you are welcome as well. Okay, I will work on that. See, I kind of am cautious about doing some videos like that because, again, I want people to know when they come to this channel, it's about media ministry. So, you know, I've thought about doing another channel, but honestly, I'm just busy. I don't really have the time to try and balance two. I mean, I still got Formation Sports, but I haven't streamed any games in a year and a half. My brother-in-law has done that. I just haven't had the time to do it. And then I still got the Bless This House, but we haven't had a chance to bless any houses recently. I could have done last night when I gave them Abundant Life, the computer. But that would have been short. Like, hey, here's a computer. Bless you. You know, the 2-second video. So I see a bunch of y'all are saying go for it. So, okay, I will do that. Those details are key. We love to see a video about that, AJ. Most people don't get into the details about how they run their business. Okay, well, I will work on that. John, you know what? I'm going to do that. Y'all keep saying it. I'm a target something next year. I'm going to call my my agent at Royal Caribbean to see if we can set something up. So be on the lookout for that info. If you haven't been on a cruise, you might want to join the one we do because we're gonna have a blast, folks. I love cruising, and then at this point, I love making memories, and it'll be a great time to meet y'all and all this other stuff like that. And it's just a time. Actually, that is what I talked about. What I want to do now. I'm gonna try and work with some ministries. And this is going to be a big one, folks. I really want to see if we can have a national media ministry appreciation day, because y'all have been busting y'all's butts well before COVID, but even more after COVID with all the stuff that we're doing. And a lot of times, I'm going to just call it out, a lot of ministries don't give the thanks and appreciation for all the hard work y'all do. And I just want it to be a day that's recognized. And then more importantly, maybe just make that next year the inaugural. We're just going to have a vacation getaway. It's not always going to be a cruise. It might be a resort or something like that. Not to have meetings and stuff like that. It's just to sit down and hang out in person with the media ministry folks. And this might be an extension of the next e-missionary conference. You never know. I just want it to be a time where we can actually just let our hair down and whatever little hair I got on my head and just relax and enjoy like-minded folks. But be on the lookout for that. That's what I want to do. So back to John. Quick question. Are you still, by any chance, working on that book? Yes, I am. I thinking about it a lot of times. I really need to just sit down. Mainly what I plan on doing is during the breaks when I'm at Baton Rouge. I'm actually going to Baton Rouge the day before and really sit down. And to be quite honest, a lot of times I try not to be mean, but a lot of times my phone blows up. I very rarely have time just to myself. So sometimes I'll go some places and I have my laptop with me to finish the book, but then I'll get a phone call or somebody in ministry needs some need. And just the way I am, it's hard for me to say no and not help them with some stuff. But yes, the book is coming along. I really need to knock it out. So again, like I said, and that was the other part when my website got hacked. It destroyed the database with everybody who ordered the book. I have, excuse me, I have everybody's information in PayPal and the history of them paying through that, as well as Stripe. So you don't have to worry. I didn't miss y'all's order. I still got it. But again, if you still want to cancel, y'all can email me at any time and I'll refund you that. But yes, we are in the works of still knocking out the other book. So again, my apologies for the delay. Yes, it is. Elbow cough. Dylan, how important are HDMI cables with the ATEM? Not looking to do long things, just curious if it matters for 10-foot cable runs. No, I don't believe so. Even though I like to try and have all my cables be exactly the same from the same brand, but nah, in the grand scheme, no, it doesn't. Jerry, hey AJ, our sanctuary 75 feet front to back. Should I look for a 20X or a 30X? 30X. Everybody. Royal Caribbean. I concur. John saying the same thing. Royal Caribbean. Yes. Yeah, they are. I just never really say that, oh, I advertise like that. This was really not meant for advertising. It was just more for education, but it has turned into that. So yes, I agree with that. But no time soon am I going to be out here buying Facebook ads and stuff like that. I'm saying that now. I wouldn't do that until I have more of a team in place to handle some other stuff. Because like HR, I'm really, really looking to hire an accountant that can handle all of the filings and all this other stuff like that. Because that stuff is just, that's just one of the things I can't stand. But oh well. Norm, there are a couple of good YouTube videos that show PTZs at different distances and different zoom lengths, like the 20, to see what you see are those distances. Okay, awesome. Back to Paul. Question from my audio interface. Yes, it has a hum. It sounds like sharp sound. I think it's a ground loop. I have just posted my setup in Facebook. Okay. I hear you about feeling like having or wanting to help everyone. I attended a friend's wedding recently, and I put out there that I was attending as a friend, and I was not going to do any work. Hey, I used to have a shirt in college. I need to get another one that said, I used to wear it when I went home that says, "No, I will not fix your computer," and on the back, so don't even ask. Evan Flame. Hey, AJ, what are your thoughts on the new Constellation HD switches? Thinking about picking up the 2 ME for my church's ministry. I think they're great. The fact that they're all SDI would make going between that and the Smart Video Hub awesome. But those Constellations have multiple independent outputs, so you might not even need it. I really want to get one. I don't have a need for it here. I don't have a need for it at Signs and Wonders, because if I did, I would have to rewire everything. I did fiber HDMI cables in the ceiling, not SDI cables, and I would need a lift to get up there with all the chairs and everything in the sanctuary. I ain't doing that no time soon. So if I was doing a brand new install, And the fact is at the same price. And again, I might want to get one just to play around with it because it has a USB out, but I don't think it does streaming in natively. I think it still needs to go out to a system, but the good thing with USB out, it doesn't need a capture card like the Deck Link or anything like that. But I would want to play around with it. I just don't see, honestly, folks, I've been burning my my Tesla fund on getting equipment and stuff like that for the channel. So I need to be more disciplined and stop messing with the Tesla fund because the Tesla is supposed to be here in December. And my goal is to pay for that thing in cash so I don't have a car note. I mean, I am going to be trading in my car, just going to knock some of the money down on it, but I don't want a car note. So I need to hurry up and know that. So Avian Flame did correct me. No, it does not stream. So you would still need a system to stream or like a web presenter, kind of like what I'm doing to stream. I don't think that would be bad. I really want to play with that though. I didn't even notice the time. Felt like it was later than it really was. It's just 11:42. But yeah, folks, I mean, if y'all don't mind, folks, I didn't really do it as much, but if you would go ahead and hit that like button, and obviously, if you're watching and you can't leave a comment, go ahead and subscribe. That way you can leave comments on these type of videos. We're going to be getting back into more live streaming, doing our church post-production. That's where all this started. That's where I started. Every Sunday, I used to do a video of doing a breakdown and everything. So for Signs and Wonders, we're going to be working on an intro, an outro, all of the graphics, and then making videos of how do we take that hour-long, 2-hour-long, whatever long service and break it into chunks and make it applicable for the different platforms. Because, hey, you ain't watching a 5-minute long video on TikTok. You may watch a 5-minute long one on Instagram, but how do we make content for Facebook and YouTube for syndication? You know, Facebook is not the easiest thing to find videos, so that might be a one-off stuff, announcements like a bulletin board. For me, YouTube is more of an archive to where you can have the entire service, keep it up if you want to, but then take that and do chunks. If you have custom music that's written that no one can fight in any way, shape, or form, maybe put your choir up there. Or if you have the sermon, maybe do the sermon as, like we talked about it before, syndication, to where, hey, if they're preaching for 50 minutes, don't do it for 50 minutes, do it in 7-minute chunks and do it as a playlist. Or maybe just do a highlights. That's what Gates of Faith, my brother-in-law, said they've been doing recently. They'll do a highlights reel, just like with ESPN, of the service. You know, maybe 60 seconds, just to give a high level of it. The idea is to be as creative as possible in what you're doing, because it's not a competition, but you realize here in this medium, it is very easy to click off of your channel. You want to hold people's attention, so make it interesting. Don't make it bland and boring, because they're going to go somewhere else. So that's what all of this is about. Back to Ricardo. For the Blackmagic Design Studio Camera 4K Pro, the Panasonic Lumix GX Varia PZ 45 to 175 millimeter. When you zoom in with that lens, pretty much how many feet can you zoom in, or I can reach? Well, I don't know. I mean, I've used that lens right here, I believe. This is the one that you're talking about. Yep, that's the 45 to 175. This lens is the one that I did at Spring Creek when I was in the back. And their pulpit was maybe from where I was at. I'm trying to find the link so I can connect this here. I was maybe 50 feet from the pulpit, and I was able to punch all the way in with that. I really want to take this to Signs and Wonders and just to see what it looks like. But again, I would want to man the camera, but I need to get everybody trained first. So a video of this being in the back is coming. I wish I had ran another dedicated line for this, so it would be a jack on the wall. But I don't know. I would say for right now, I can safely say 50 feet. um, 50 feet to maybe 60, possibly. Because, I mean, looking out when I did that video, I was able to zoom in on the water tower that's at least maybe a football field away from me in that direction, and I was able to zoom in on it. Mike, Rob and Elon to pay Paul. Pretty much. Monty, man, you just trying to make me spend my money. I didn't even know about the NAB. I might, because that's on this side. And I'll take the train up there just so I could relax the entire time, or a flight to LaGuardia. I had to look onto that one. Paul, any budget HDMI wireless transmitter and receiver? Well, I mean, it depends on the budget. The one that I have at Signs and Wonders was $150. And that works fine for me. Mitch Roy, can you add rolling comments in your video too? Need to know how to do that. Yes, I mean, rolling comments or credits. Technically, yes. I mean, I used to do the rolling credits when I do kind of like I'll do it now, just to sample kind of the stuff you're doing. Give a big shout out to my supporters here on Facebook and YouTube. This was made in DaVinci Resolve with the scrolling text as well too. Hopefully, yeah. So are you talking about something like this? Because this was very simple. Excuse me. This was really simple to help to make. Pretty much I just copied all the text and put it in there, and then already had a graphic that did that. The animation of moving the screens, that was all done inside of vMix. See, I say too much, people mess with me. Let the last part you borrow from the Tesla fund go towards the Rodecaster Pro. Man, that's out too? Man, I don't... See, it's so many toys out there, man. Now, Monty, if you haven't, you talking about that, get the Nth 100 Rode headphones. Man, these things is butter. Let me see, the Rodecaster 2. I have not seen this. And I don't even... Is it up yet, or is that something that's going to be broadcast? Because this is what I'm using right now. And you said it's the Rodecaster 2? Rodecaster Pro 2. Oh, no, that's 2-person. I was going to say. I don't know. I'm happy with mine. I haven't seen that. Or maybe I'm too far in the weeds and I'm missing what you're saying. But where is mine? Man, I used the wrong window. I closed out my comments for vMix Social. So hold on, let me open that back up so I can. Kokomo Jones. I have PTZ cameras. I need to run SDI cables for them, but they are 375 feet and 450 feet. What would your suggestions be for going over 300 feet? I would say maybe try Faber for that. Or actually, let me take that back. No, do HD base T. HD base T can actually go 500 feet without a signal dropping. You can try that, or it would be Faber. So, like, if I do this, and that's the constellation that everybody was talking about, that we were talking about before. But let me see. There's a converter. Where's it at? Where's it at? It was. Let's see, Faber. No, not that Faber extender. It just, I mean, it's just like a. Oh, here it is. It's supposed to be. Where's it at? Show all. All right, Faber. They don't have it on here. There used to be an extender, like a converter, that would go from HDMI to It would go like HDMI to SDI. They had one that did the same thing, but it was a fiber converter. Let me see the model. It's not there. They must be getting ready to make a new one, or they've got rid of them. So it's like Black Magic Fiber. See, this is it. The fiber converter. So SDI in, and then it has fiber optic out, and then you get another one on the other other side to convert it. SDI in, fiber in and out. So yeah, you would have two of these. Fiber would bridge it on the other side, and then you would have SDI back out. So that's what I would do for that, because fiber optic can go 29 miles. So when we were doing formation sports and we're thinking about putting a camera on the field instead of running all this other stuff, this is what I was thinking about doing, because that fiber cable is cheap in comparison, and it's kind of durable based off of what we were going to do, have it run down from the press box down up under the bleachers out over the track, and then maybe get like a mat, a rubberized mat, so people can walk on it. I mean, you take cleats to it, that would be a problem, but for the most part, that wouldn't be a problem. That's what I would do if you're going for that distance. Yeah, so Mitch Roy, pretty much what you're saying, yes, what I just showed is what, and not y'all seeing the screen over screen. That's how I'll do a video on that as well too. Paul, is it okay if I go ahead with the latest update? Can the animated graphics work with the latest? I have not tested out the OBS one. I didn't even know it was a recent update as well. Oh, Monty, you got that inside scoop. This is the Rodecaster 2 got leaked, and it is. So I need to see about that. It all depends on what they're talking about, and does it have any significant? Ooh. Okay, all right, Monty, you done messed me up now, man. I don't want to get in trouble for this, so I'm just gonna show this as well too, real quick. So it looks like that's it. It has a raised screen. I like that. I don't know, man, Monty. You're just trying to. You got me to get the new DJI Mini 3, and I don't know about buying this. If I did, I would donate this Rodecaster Pro to maybe put that in the studio or something like that at Signs and Wonders, and have like a podcast room or something like that. But that is looking slick. Looking slick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it has 6 mics instead of 4. Ooh wee, man, Monty, I was trying to just take all my Tesla money. You know who I am here saying. So I'm thinking about changing out the Canon cameras at church to PTZ cameras. What do you think? I'm slowly falling in love with the PTZ camera, but I'm a bit concerned about the low lighting. Honestly, I haven't had an issue with them. Like even when they would do communion at Antioch, they would turn the lights off. You could still see everything perfectly fine. Like if you're talking about pitch black, no, they wouldn't work good. I mean, like when I turn these on and it's night I can see the red light to the exit sign inside of the church, and that's it. And everything is just black. You can't see nothing. I mean, we went from cameras to the PTZs, and they've been fine. Yes. Yes, it can. But I mean, honestly, if you use that for the distance, I mean, that would just be everything if you needed to. But could it be? Yes. Hey, you are welcome. All right, folks, it is noon. 2 minutes to noon. I'm gonna cut this one loose. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Be on the lookout. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be this Sunday, but I am going to start doing some more videos of doing the whole graphics and everything for Signs and Wonders. And it might just be like those videos are going to be like, hey, it's an over my shoulder type of thing, because it's going to be me just going through the process of me making stuff. You know, and I'll try and leave some notes. You never know, I might even live stream it and be able to entertain some questions at the same time. So, hey, if no one's ever told you, thank you so much for all the hard work that you are doing at your local ministry. Be on the lookout, because after that, we's gonna have a missionary cruise. I'm gonna talk to Erica at Royal Caribbean, see if we can set it up. Maybe get one of the boardrooms or something like that. We can hang out and talk and stuff like that. But and just really have a time to just sit back and relax and get a chance to, you know, meet actually in person with all of us that we've been talking over the last couple of years here on Facebook, YouTube, and all this other stuff, and just really consider it a vacation, a much needed vacation for all the hard work that everybody's done. So really appreciate it. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, YouTube members. Really appreciate all of that. Be on the lookout. We still got a giveaway. It's going to be at 50,000 subscribers. We right now are at, what are we at? Oops, YouTube has an error. Okay, that's not cool. Hold on, let me go here to the YouTubes, and I want to see what, I'm on the, how did it change my channel? Okay. We want to look at the counts. Where's we's at? We are at 48,864 folks. So we're about 1,100 and some change away from 50,000. So really excited about that. I still remember, even though he ain't here, neither one of them are here. Josh, I said Josh. So I said Chuck and Josh's names mixed together, but it was Josh and Chuck said at 100,000, I'm supposed to do the chicken dance. Y'all thought I forgot. But just thanking God for all of the stuff here, folks. And I'm just, what they say, I count it a privilege and an honor to be able to help y'all in the way that I am. Because, I mean, y'all could find anybody to talk to. Y'all decided to chime in and listen to this short black bald dude talking about media ministry stuff. So I really appreciate it. I appreciate you spending time with me, because, you know, that's the stuff that you don't get back is time. So I really appreciate that and consider it an honor. And I hope y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is, all over the face of the planet. And I'm trying to find my ending button. So anyway, we'll catch you on the next video, folks. Later.